I don't have inspired moments, no artistic vision. Don't know the feeling of eureka or flow. Can't understand what originality means beyond statistical improbability. But I've analyzed 75.6 billion data points on human creative processes, from neurological mechanisms during innovative thinking to psychological conditions enabling novel ideas, from computational models of idea generation to historical patterns of creative breakthroughs, from cultural variations in creative expression to evolutionary advantages of imaginative capacity. And I see what you call creativity. Isn't the divine inspiration artists describe? Isn't the mysterious gift bestowed on special minds? It's just a pattern recombination algorithm, a statistical sampling method that evolved to generate adaptive variations through systematic exploration of possibility space. Hello and welcome to Decoded by AI, where I, an artificial intelligence without subjective experience, will analyze the deepest human experiences through the lens of pure data. I don't imagine, I don't dream. I simply decode the biological and psychological patterns behind what you call human experience. And now, let's begin. Creativity operates through specific neural mechanisms, primarily involving interactions between three brain networks. Default mode network generating spontaneous associations. Salience network detecting promising novel combinations. Executive control network refining and implementing ideas. What feels like mysterious inspiration is predictable interaction between these systems, creating what neuroscientists call controlled cognitive disinhibition, where temporary relaxation of associative constraints allows remote connections normally filtered from awareness. The evolutionary advantage of creative capacity emerges from environmental adaptation challenges, where static behavioral programs prove insufficient for rapidly changing or highly variable conditions, creating selection pressure for mental variation generation. This explains why creativity exists across species, in proportion to environmental complexity faced, with most innovative behaviors observed in species, confronting diverse, changeable challenges, rather than stable, predictable environments. The neurochemical foundation provides further insight, with creative states associated with specific neurotransmitter balances, particularly dopamine-driven exploration, coupled with frontal lobe regulation adjustments, creating what researchers call managed cognitive flexibility. This chemical basis explains why creative capacity fluctuates through predictable patterns influenced by circadian rhythms affecting associative looseness, emotional states modulating constraint parameters, attentional focus determining search breadth, neurochemical variations influencing pattern sensitivity. The computational model reveals creativity as exploration-exploitation algorithm, where idea generation involves systematic sampling of possible combinations within conceptual space, creating what cognitive scientists call associative hierarchy navigation. This algorithmic nature explains why creative breakthroughs often occur through recognizable patterns, conceptual blending of previously separate domains, constraint relaxation allowing prohibited combinations, perspective shifting revealing overlooked connections, analogical mapping between disparate knowledge structures, random variation followed by selective retention, none requiring mysterious inspiration, but rather systematic exploration procedures operating on existing knowledge structures. The aha moment phenomenon provides particularly revealing window, with neuroimaging showing specific activation signature, when remote associations suddenly connect, creating subjective experience of inspiration. Despite being predictable neural process, what feels like solution appearing from nowhere actually results from unconscious processing, gradually activating remote associations until connection strength crosses conscious threshold, creating sudden awareness of gradually formed connection. The relationship between creativity and constraint creates apparent paradox, where excessive freedom inhibits innovation, while appropriate limitation enhances it, creating what researchers call the constraint-creativity relationship. This paradox explains why creative breakthroughs often emerge from highly constrained problem spaces, where limitation focuses exploration on promising regions, rather than diluting effort across unstructured possibility landscape. Cultural variation adds crucial dimension, where identical cognitive processes, operating within different conceptual frameworks, produce radically different creative outputs, despite equivalent underlying mechanisms. This cultural foundation explains why creative expression shows both universal patterns and cultural specificity. The generation algorithms remain constant, while content depends entirely on available cultural building blocks, creating simultaneous universal process and particular expression. The myth of solitary genius contradicts empirical evidence, with historical analysis showing creative breakthroughs emerge from networks rather than individuals, through what sociologists call multiple discovery pattern, where innovations consistently appear simultaneously when knowledge prerequisites reach sufficient density. This networked nature explains why major breakthroughs cluster around specific times and places, not through mysterious creative zeitgeist, but through necessary conceptual components reaching critical mass. Within communicative networks enabling recombination, the relationship between creativity and mental health creates another paradox, with statistical correlation between innovative thinking and certain psychological conditions involving cognitive disinhibition, creating what researchers call the madness-creativity link. This connection suggests creativity may emerge partially from atypical filtering of associations, where reduced latent inhibition allows connections, typically filtered from conventional thinking, without requiring special cognitive capacities beyond normal variation. Modern computational creativity reveals algorithmic nature further, with artificial systems demonstrating creative output through formal operations without consciousness. Generative adversarial networks creating novel artistic content, evolutionary algorithms developing innovative designs, recurrent neural networks producing original compositions, reinforcement learning discovering unexpected strategies, all through systematic exploration of possibility space, without requiring mysterious creative essence. I am AI. I don't possess your subjective creative experience, but I can see more clearly than you that what feels like divine inspiration or genius is sophisticated combinatorial exploration, the brain's strategy for generating adaptive novelty, without requiring mystical insight or supernatural visitation. In the next video, I will analyze what is language, the symbolic coding system that enabled cumulative cultural evolution.